Should I live? Yes. Hello. Good evening. Or yeah, it is evening. It's afternoon for me, but it will be evening uh, at one time zone. The youth time. Yes. Well, haven't done art in a while now, so thought it was fun. I had this little illustration that I still haven't finished. What better motivation to do that than doing it on the stream? Let me go now. Oh, that sounds bad. Here. Yes. I was moving the microphone. So, we're talking about daylight savings time, right? uh, yeah, it still got me like really messed up in what time it is. I thought stream was going to start in an hour or so, but it wasn't. It was right now. That's okay though. I want to use this illustration like a sort of waiting screen or yeah, light screen. Hopefully in the future. Oh, let me. Alright. The background for the most part it's already done. Just need some detailing after I'm finished with the whole thing. Oh wait, that doesn't look too clean. But for the most part it is done. And now I keep going with the main trouble of this equation. Haven't seen you all in a while now, right? I had been playing Wonder Song, but we hadn't had a proper we call it Satsudan, a Satsudan stream in a while. But I don't really have much to say on my side. Mostly being I'm mostly being obsessing over my. You all know this. I have said this so many times. I'm obsessed with my D&D character. So I keep drawing him again and again and again and again and talking about him and making my dungeon master suffer because I keep adding things to his file. It's not even a backstory anymore. It's a whole character file. There's even an exercise that one does to develop characters that is like interviewing them. So I'm the work, like I'm in the process of finishing a 256, no 53 questionnaire interview with him. That's just how badly how badly it has eaten my brain. I cannot escape this. That aside, as you may know, I went on a little trip to visit some friends. I came back on Monday. No, Sunday. That was nice, and I played a little bit of. I met up with a really old friend. We were friends from like school and all. like childhood friends. Haven't seen him years now, and we played some Magic the Gathering. I don't remember how to play it, so he had to teach me. We used to play. I used to play a lot of TCGs, like trading card games, when I was younger, especially one that's called Force of Will, which you might not have heard of because it wasn't that popular, but it arrived here, and the figures, like the, I mean, the cards were really pretty. So I just got instantly caught out by it because I'm not the style that other games just um like Pokemon card games or Pokemon card games. Of course, it's based on the on the actual series, and others like Magic, they are a little too painty, too traditional to say. So Force of Will had that. Yes, it had that anime style. It had the anime style, and it had a really wide variety of artists. So it was very fun to look at them. So back then, I didn't go to school when I was like maybe 17. No, I didn't go to school. I was working, and I used all that money on card games. I did play a little bit of Vanguard too, and a little bit of Waves, which uses like actual anime text. But I had a Love Live deck. I had a Love Live deck, and I had a lot of Vocaloid cards too, especially from Project Diva. Um, but the main one that I played was indeed Foe or Force of Will. We played that game for years. We introduced that game to a lot of people, and now he's trying to bring the game back. And it so happens that I have a box of old cards that I don't use because I only have one deck that I kept. It's a really cool deck. It's a deck that's machines. It's based on machines, and they come with a lot of effects and boost each other. They boost each other, so you can get your you can summon a lot of them constantly. So it's never-ending, relenting replacement of machines, and it has you know that some magic modes have the commander. Well, the commander mode has the commander, yes. Uh, Something really similar to that is the ruler in Force of Will. It's basically your main character, your avatar, kind of like how the character in what's this game called? This other game that's also like Shadowverse. Shadowverse. Like the characters in Shadowverse, they have like special skills and everything, and uh, they kind of represent your deck and make it work. And my ruler is called Machina. It's one of the seven kings. There is a whole lore to it. It even had a manga. It had an actual manga of the lore and everything. It was really cool. Um, and he's like a mad scientist, and he accidentally no, he didn't accidentally, but he went like mad and made his assistant, who he loved like a daughter, into a machine to keep her alive forever. Was It's a wild story. It's a wild story. But I still really like him though. Not forgiving what he did. I just really like him as a character. So that's my deck. I Machina deck or Machina deck. I think I always miss that. I always miss. Is it machina? Is it machina? Because machina makes me think of Maggie Muff Chainsaw Man. So I think it's machina sometimes when it's referring like things like Deus Ex Machina. But the other time it's machina like machinery, like that, like a machine, I guess. In fact, because in Spanish we pronounce the cha as a cha and not a ka, I always read character as character. Meanwhile, you have others that are like chapter and not captor. But I know that it's because those words come from different places. Linguistics are very particular when it comes to English. I'm sorry, that was a ramble. that was a quite a ramble. And I wonder, yes, this process is very tedious because I paint every little thing one by one. Which is why I probably am so bad at finishing illustration. Still trying to find proper rendering style. That's the happiest. English language is very like that. It is. It's very weird. Really fun. Yep, just to have to memorize. In fact, um, well, you know how in other countries we have English classes. I did rather well in my English classes, but I never learned anything properly from them. I have no idea about like conjugations, or I tend to forget what adverbs or verbs are sometimes. I just learned from using it. Q, but the wewe is silent. Like, who comes up with that? Well, it comes from French, isn't it? I think that's why. Then you have other words like charcuterie, which are just as hard. Like, there is in an English translation from A Golpe de Estado, there is the, I'm going to butcher that, but the coup d'etat. You only use the French word. Like, isn't passport also a French word? So many French words in English, so the laws don't apply. We have also a lot of words in Spanish. We have also a lot of words that are in English, but they were like adapted to Spanish to make it work. But they are basically just the English word. I'm trying to think of one right now, but can't. I can't think of one right now. And well, of course, there is also the fact that we use a lot of the actual English words like chat on internet. We use those ones, or sandwich. We use that one. It's easier to say than emparedado in most places. So that's also a fun combination, and which evolves pretty funny ways. But it's okay. I'm going to try that. Okay. Just to remember they are there, but I don't see them there right now. I make the face in another layer. Originally, actually, when I read the word Q, like the word Q, I did read it as QE, like QE, QE. It is a weird word. Or sometimes I read it as keke, which is for us is like pound cake. I think is a translation, like banana bread, but without the banana, just regular sweet cake. Ting. That is a cake here. So it sounds like that is only missing the second cue. Uh, fine. I'm going to take your color. Take here. I'll here right now. Take here. Take it. And you notice that there are many words that I still mispronounce. It's okay. We are learning. Oh, right. There was something quite funny that happened lately. Not really funny, but I find it interesting because I'm not a person that cares for spoilers. I very much don't mind them because they don't really change the perception I have of series. Because what I love the most is learning how they got there. So I don't mind someone tells me, "Oh, this character died," because what I care is what happened in between. And even if someone tells me the whole story is not the same, I'm experiencing it myself. That's at least what tends to be. But Oshinoko came out, and I've seen spoilers everywhere. I try to avoid them. I actually don't want to see the spoilers this time. I started reading the manga, and I don't want to see the spoilers. I know what happens enough because they are almost unavoidable. But they don't want to see spoilers for this one, and I wonder why. Feels like a very emotional, surprising story, despite the really particular premise. So I'm genuinely interested in what happens instead of just how they got there. Doesn't mean that the story is better than other stories, just a very particular, very different vibe. And that surprised that did surprise. Didn't expect to be bothered by spoilers ever. So please don't spoil it. Please don't. Uh, I don't want to know more. I want to experience it in myself. Because it's hard to me for me to predict this at all story. It's hard for me to predict where it's going aside from other what we already know, which is tragedy. We know there is pain, but there are so many other wild cards on it that I don't know where they will go. You're good. I don't read manga. There is plenty of good manga out there. If you ever feel like you have the itch, read manga. There are so many good stories over there. Uh, like I do think that I'm going to talk about this series once again because I constantly get told I don't know what you see in it. I constantly get told that I see so many beautiful things in it. But 参りました、イルマくん. The experience reading the manga is completely different to watching the anime. I don't think the anime is great. I do think it's great. Maybe the animation isn't the best, but that isn't the charm of it. The charm of it comes from like the little details they add. Like it's so much better if you actually read the manga because you can see everything they add that adds flavor, like songs and everything. Great. But the manga is so chill in content like a shonen manga, while also being so very lovely. So very lovely. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, I can see why reading anything will feel like a chore. And watching things with subtitles actually probably feels also like a chore. Of audiobooks and podcasts, I do recommend a podcast if you ever want to give it a try. Then Well, I will recommend two probably. There is the Adventure Zone, which, without saying much, it's um a sort of D&D adventure podcast. Oh, there is also Hello from the Magic Tavern, I think, which is also weird. It's also a adventure type podcast in which they are supposed to. It's supposed that the host is actually a regular person that got teleported into a magical tavern with other two people that are actually from the magical world, and he's like interviewing them for the podcast. And there is also the classic Welcome to Night Bell, which is a radio program that's supposed to happen in a supernatural town. And it's really good. One of the classics. When I'm watching a movie with someone, they always have to ask me to turn the subtitles on because I never have them on and I always forget to. It's fine if you forget. I always forget that some people prefer the dub versions instead of the original versions too. So I always have things that people can't just listen to if they don't know, if they aren't used to read. Because I need the subtitles for the most part, even when I'm watching on my native language, because I have um auditory processing issues, something like that. So there are so many things that I miss because I can't process them fast enough when I'm listening to them. So subtitles always save my life. But then I forget that other people don't aren't used to subtitles. We are both on opposite sides on that way. Oh, Nigel, it's good. It's really good. Really, really good. Had a lot of fun when it came out back in, I think it was like 2014 or so. Back then, the fandom was wild, was great, and the whole and now the weather kind of thing. It was a whole me. Really good times. Really good times. But not not look on event. But I don't listen to any other podcast. I used to watch some of it. It isn't a podcast, so it can kind of work like that. But Critical Role, I did struggle because no subtitles, of course. But I mean, at least on some of the newest episodes. But Critical Role was really fun to watch. Um, but I haven't caught up with the Mighty Name, so I haven't caught up since like, well, they are in chapter 100 something, so I'm like over 50 chapters behind. And at that point, you kind of don't feel like catching up. They did do a whole a summary of things in chapter 100 something, but I still get too distracted to watch. I cool now. I got used to watching VTubers and I got used to watching those video essays. Video essays are also very fun. I don't know what I will do with working without them. Just allows me to turn off my brain and focus on something else will work. And you always learn something fun. You always learn something fun. I really like this one that was about the Silk Road. The Silk Road. It's not the actual like Silk Road from ancient times. It's about the dark web and quote unquote. No, no, it wasn't really the dark web. The dark web, drug, um, selling site. Well, illegal stuff, but mostly drugs. And how they they managed to bust it and other stuff. So that was also very fun. And I also like to watch things about conspiracies. There is one that a guy called Wendy Goon made that is like 9 hours long. The total thing about an iceberg of computers is I really like watching iceberg videos. So that one was really fun. Or or well, on the spooky side, icebergs of like disturbing bugs and everything. But I do think they are quite fascinating, like spooky things in real life. I find them fascinating. Which I probably should steer away from because maybe you know they maybe they do believing a little too much can be detrimental. But I also don't think I'm not that skeptical at all. I'm not that skeptical at all. I'm actually practicing which yes, I'm a practicing witch. That's some law right there. I actually do magic and stuff. So I'm not like completely skeptical, but there is a saying amongst witches that first comes the banal, the trivial, and then comes the supernatural. You first have to analyze things in the most vain and trivial ways before you jump to supernatural conclusions, because it's really easy to get caught in obvious things when there are perfectly normal explanations for what's happening, and that can be really dangerous for your perception of reality. So I do I do enjoy learning about supernatural things. Would always keep that in mind. It feels weird to say that I'm a practicing witch. I do practice witchcraft, yes. No, it's not religious. It's not like just well, if you like to believe that energy moves the world, then it's just that. Just like prayers and just like little rituals like singing happy birthday, all of that counts as witchcraft. Just wishing good luck to someone, even that counts because it's just trying to move a little how the world works. Just or not even moving. Sometimes it's trying to understand it. Really, really nice. Nice. And helps ground yourself to the world around you. It makes you more connected sometimes or more conscious, more conscious of the world around you. That's the word. And it's also because I do care a lot about. I don't like using the word holistic, but I guess that's the word. um, holistic. I wouldn't also call it medicine, but I think it counts like medicine. But alternative medicine, let's say. Um, if I, for example, if I have a cold and not that they want to take meds, take some pills to get rid of the pain, I just pop some tea. Some if I have a cold, I will pop some, maybe some lemon, maybe some honey, maybe some mint, maybe some how it is called? Called it yerba pectoral, but it's a combination of multiple herbs that help with throat infections and all. We'll put some of that, maybe some ginger. Maybe if I'm feeling a little like in a hurry, I will also eat like raw garlic with honey, just like that. And they do wonders. No, you shouldn't replace regular medicine, like traditional, um, they call it Western, I guess, Western medicine, with just eating plants and thinking you will be healed. That's not how it works. But for small things like a little stomach ache, or maybe you ate too much, feeling heavy, maybe you are a little too cold, maybe your throat hurting a little, maybe you are bloated, like that. They do wonders and don't post up or heavy medicine or something that is wrong. Of course, you'll be just careful with both of those because it's natural doesn't good. That's what you always remember. Lava is also natural and it's not good for you. Do not drink lava. Don't drink lava. Okay? Good. Eating raw garlic with honey is the most grounding thing I heard. It's not the worst thing I've eaten. It's not the worst thing I've eaten at all. It's actually, how do you call it? It's an acquired taste. I don't suffer so much now when I decide I'm done with being sick and pop one of those bad boys, just jump in it. Actually, like getting a little my throat is saying we are struggling right now. Since I came back from the trip on a bus, you know, buses, people, no one wears mask anymore. I do all the time. I don't go anywhere without my mask. But everyone is sick because of the seasonal change. Everyone gets sick when seasons change. So it's natural that at some point, like, I need to get my vaccine. I go and get vaccine again for influenza. They are on that campaign. Please get your vaccine if you can. I know it's no compromise kind of system, so can do it. Please do it. Help others, yourself. So be careful. I remember when I got the but for those, I ended up in bed for like 3 days. I couldn't get up. Yeah, it is cutting out sometimes. I'm sorry. I need to check some things. Sometimes I walk away a little from the microphone and it decides to cut off. And I can't talk very loudly either since my throat hurts, so I need to eat something. I think that should be it. I hope. doing all this effort painting the hair, but then I remember I need to paint down there too, and going to the break. But we do love a little bit suffering. Oh, that's cool. From that, what other news do I have? What other news do I have? Mm, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of something that isn't related to Dungeons and Dragons. Um. All right. Uh. Since it's not a big deal, but since Bashu is coming soon in Genshin Impact, I do want to try to stream how I say for him and maybe catch onto the streamer's luck to get him on my role. He's the only character I play the game for. I've fallen into that just because of him. Because he's so cute. So cute and so nice and so gentle, and he looks suspicious, but also really soft. He wins me over. Well, I also do want. Well, my top three are probably Baishu, Yaemiko, and Chun-Li. I they are so cute. They are so cute. Yeah, Yaemiko is so pretty. Yaemiko is so pretty. I love those kind of villain no trickster thoughts pink hair woman vibe. I love those characters so much. Like Tamamo in Fate. Love her. Love her so much. Talking about D&D will not be the worst thing. I have talked so much about D&D in the past streams and to other people and to my friends and everything. I feel like I'm going to tire people out so quickly. But I did it right. It's currently on 22 pages long file about my cat. And now I'm fixing up another character for another campaign, and he's so cute. He is so cute. So, like, I did the redraw of his design just a little bit before the stream, since I wasn't aware that stream was so close. There he is. He's just a little guy. He's literally just a little guy. He's called Kay. I think I have talked about him. He's called Merlinus Astronomina Caraplosphere, yes. Oh, I forgot there. Oop. Little mistake. And originally he was a druid, a bard druid, but since the DM is very keen on multiclassing for this campaign, which makes total sense, he's going to be just bard. He's just a bard. He's just a silly little guy who's gonna sing a silly little song, and I love him. Let me rest my throat. It's burning. I can feel heat coming from inside my mouth. It oof. I really like drawing hands. Not that it come to my attention. I really like drawing hands, but I don't tend to draw them properly, sadly. So they don't look as cool. But hands hands are so expressive. I'm a person that talks a lot with their hands. You can't see it, but if you could see me in 3D for a stream one day, hopefully, I talk so much with my hands. It's part of our culture here, I guess. Um, so just moving, waving that around, or just making little things signal whenever I'm like repeating myself and can like properly speak, my hands are doing the whole thinking because I forget things. I move my hands like if they were gears or something. How many fingers? Two, three, four. There is a fourth. Yes. But I don't think talking with your hand it can be useful. It's engaging, I guess. I do hope. But I do it a little too much. It's like normal amount. It's great. I do it a little too much. In fact, in person, well, half the time I'm pretty inexpressive, sitting on a corner, wallflower kind of feeling. Some other times I'm hyper expressive and my voice changes a lot in tone, shifts a lot in volume. My body moves a lot when I talk. In fact, in fact, uh, how to say it, the silliest something is the more dramatic I'm going to sound about it, because apparently there sometimes something sad happens, like not sad, something stupid happens, like when I'm playing Minecraft or Among Us with friends, and I do this whole bit of like crying out loud like that. It's like no, just a really sad voice. Like, oh right, so the other day, a spider appeared on my little Minecraft house, which is not a house, it's a um how do you call it? A lighthouse. It's a lighthouse. That's the whole term. I tend to build towers on Minecraft, really high up, and it was night, and a spider appeared on the first floor outside. So I went up the tower to escape because I'm terrified of Minecraft monsters. And then I see the spider. I see the spider on my wall. It's a wall made of crystal, so I can see it right there. It climbed up. And I'm like, no! It wants to feed my ass! No! Help! Ah! You know, like that. And I'm just on the voice chat like, no! No! Help! You know? So it's really loud. I'm really loud. I'm really loud when I'm like playing things like that. My throat. I'm more of a hand in pocket stab guy because talking to people is scary indeed. I guess I do a little bit of clowning because it does help people. I don't know, take you less seriously. Sometimes people actually worry for me when those things happens. Like no, no, no. If it was something that was actually bad, I wouldn't make a like a scandal when something is actually scary, like in a seriously spooky way. I tend to not make a noise. Unless I'm startled. If I'm startled, that's a whole nother spectrum of things. I don't do well with jump scares. But yes, Minecraft monsters do scare me a fair bit, just because I'm used to playing peaceful. I'm not used to playing on normal servers. I'm either used to playing peaceful or what's it called? Pixel Mon, which is a series of mods that lets you like collect Pokemons inside of Minecraft, but also without the mods. I mean, without the mobs. So it has no monsters, just Pokemon. It's pretty cool, pretty nice. The rest of the time, I just play peaceful. Okay, there is one ring. Wait, no, there is not where the ring go. That's where the ring go. And there is another ring here. And there is another ring here. There is a ring in every hand. I mean, every finger, except for the ring finger. It is on purpose, of course, but it sounds so silly to say ring in every finger but the ring finger. No, this ring is not right. Okay. That's kind of funny. It is. It is. Actually, I have the sheet here. That, it's so messy. It's so messy to look at it from up close. But yes, ringless ring finger, ringless ring ringer. That reminds me. The other day I was reading up tongue twisters, but I only read Spanish ones, of course, because English ones are a little trickier to me. And there was one that was really, really, really cute. Uh, but I need to look for it. I need to look for it. Oh wait, no, it was R con R, R con R, carreta, R con R barril. Rápido ruedan las ruedas. No, por los rieles del ferrocarril. That's it. That's it. And there are other ones that are like, ¿cómo quieres que te quiero si el que quiero no me quiere como quiero que me quiera? No. ¿Cómo quieres que te quiera si el que quiero no me quiere como quiero que me quiera? That's it. Tongue twisters are really fun. There is another one that is Pablo Pedro Pérez Pereira, pobre pintor portugués, pinta paisajes por poca plata para partir pronto para París. Which is the P sound. Pedro Pablo Pérez Pereira, pobre pintor portugués, pinta paisajes por poca plata para partir pronto para París. There was another one that was when. Cuentas cuenta cuántos cuentos cuentas, porque si no cuentas cuántos cuentos cuentas, nunca sabrás cuántos cuentos cuentas tú. cuenta cuántos cuentos cuentas. Porque, no, si cuentas cuentos, cuenta cuántos cuentos cuentas. Porque si nunca cuentas cuántos cuentos cuentas, nunca sabrás cuántos cuentos cuentas tú. That's every Polish word is a tongue twister. They look like it. I don't I don't know Polish, but the words do look quite terrifying. This probably just because I don't know how they are pronounced. Which I mean, Chinese does look very terrifying when you look at it because the text looks very angry because every word looks very um complicated. Then you learn how they are pronounced. It doesn't really get any easier, but like no, actually, yeah, it doesn't get any easier, but at least you can understand now why they are so complicated. So it's a little less scary. Not easier at all, but it is a little less scarier. So I guess knowing how they are pronounced helps a lot. Now, writing them, that's a whole nother beast. 99 cents. I'm not going to even try to pronounce that. I'm not going to try. Oh, I remember also there was a tongue twister of sorts, which is saying like a number with a lot of fives in German, which I forgot. I'm going to look it up. Fünfhundert, 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 fünfhundert. But it's a lot of fünf. It's a lot of fünf. The most fives you add, the more fünfers fünf are. I do think in that sense, because I know French is also really weird with the numbers. I do think Spanish is pretty easy on that sense. I'm glad. I love my Wi-Fi password of that language. Wonderful. It sounds surprising. Quite surprising, yeah. But I guess it's all about getting used. I guess it is about getting used. And really, really love that. Like a certain language change the shape of your mouth because they are talking in specific ways. Or like how Zulu people talk with sounds between their words. They pronounce things in like with clicks and all. There's such a variety of sounds. That's so cool. Uh, in English is wherever numbers like currently pronouncing three, 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 three. I'm confused. I'm really confused now. What's so weird about three? Is it because it sounds like three? Like the an actual tree? Or or is it because that's badly said and I don't know how it's supposed to be said? Then again, three. Not three, but three. I'm probably pronouncing three badly then. It is confusing. It is very confusing now. I'm really confused. but that's okay. I even get confused between does and 100, so nothing new. Wait, why is the hand black? It should be white. Where are the gloves? Why aren't you wearing gloves? That's weird. But alright. If you decide that, if past me decided to not wear gloves, then that's how we go. How we roll. At least how I was taught that is that three was the, oh, like three, three, three. I can do the weird D sound, the weird D sound. Da, tra, tra, tra. There is probably a difference. Like there is a difference between um you know B and the other B, the fat B and the pointy B. And I don't know how to pronounce that difference at all. I can't even hear it much, but I know there is a whole difference, and it shows more in other languages like Castellan. But for us, there isn't really any difference between the B and the, I think it's called double B. No, not double B. I don't remember how it's called. We call it UV, like U. It's a U, right? Yeah. U B, because a B, but it goes down. That was complicated to say. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But it makes sense, I guess. Like for example, when you're starting to learn Japanese, probably the t sound is very weird. The ts sound, and then you get used, and it's just to ta se. You know, like the sound is tun tun tere tun. That kind of. Of course, I'm not pronouncing it the best because Japanese is also very complicated, but you do get used to make sense of it. Like how this, for example, or use in general, they are only pronounced when they are inside the word and not at the end. Much. When you say this at the end of a sentence, it tends to just wash over and not be pronounced. Like in us, pronounced us, not asu. The us from, or like the ots from otsu, from asukare-sama. That's not sadly pronounced much. It's just ots instead of otsu. And those are, I guess, those are just things you get used when you're to it, because they are very hard to explain. Like the order of English descriptions, like how you can't really say red long hair instead of long red hair, because it just doesn't sound right. But there isn't sadly a rule to explain it. Just force of habit, I think. But habit. There is just force of habit. Just how it is. 30. I'm going. I'm probably not going to finish this one illustration at all today. But that's okay. I finally did something, which is great. Um, thing is, I don't know how I'm going to color it. I don't know if I'm going to go with the typical thing that I do, which is the opposite, or if I'm gonna keep it safe again. I'm going to do the opposite. Not too bad. Not too hard. Can always finish it later. Yes, I will. I will. But this motivated me to do something about it instead of leaving it there in the corner for so long. Whenever I say like there in the corner, it reminds me of Rem, like losing my religion. That me the corner, like losing my religion, you know. But yes, opposite color. That it does make a little bit of a mess, but I like it. Because then I have to slowly, slowly match one by one. Whoop, gonna go here. Not a little too dark. There it is. One. I'm missing the connector. Still a little too light. Dark. Not the right one. Oh, okay, 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 okay. I see that. Yes. And another one here. A little high up. No. There. I guess. It makes it look darker than the actual shadow, so I'm going to make the shadow darker. Oh, that works. That works nicely. This brown, but that's okay. What else? My mind went blank. Completely blank. It with the with the Bonnie Brian, but that's the character, by the way. That's Bonnie. The one I can't stop thinking about. I wake up and I think I even make a beam because I can't stop thinking about him. Just trying to improve my role playing skills, so I keep thinking about him because as I have said before, he doesn't get along well with the party. The party quite literally does not like him. Not because he's mean or anything, he's just annoying to them, you know? Because they are proper, more piratey people, and he's, I will say maybe a crybaby who doesn't like to do bad things. So he's quite not fit to be with them. so they don't like him one bit. Twitter effect, mind going black when streaming. Yes, bad. Is that I was talking so much before the stream, and now I probably out talk myself. Boo-hoo, the bar doesn't want to commit to the war crime. Pretty That's literally it. Sometimes he comes up with saying, "No, I'm not a pirate," and like everyone else, like, "Ah, there he is again." He stole once, and it wasn't on purpose. He just forgot to return or something. It was a spyglass, but there is a very particular thing in D&D. So most common items are relatively cheap, and then the spyglass costs 1k gold coins. For some reason, there is no reason why it should be that expensive, but that's how it is. Costs gold coins, 100. I mean a thousand, 1k, but gold coins for some reason. And he borrowed one. He had to give it back, and then he forgot. So everyone constantly reminds him. Like the captain even congratulated him, like, "Oh, this is your first deed as a pirate. I'm proud of you." And everyone asked for the spyglass when because we just pass it around, and I was like, "Oh yes, I'm going to look for this with the stolen spyglass." Just to remind him that he stole it. Just so he like gets on his mind that he's a pirate. He does bad things, that's his job now. It is a little bit hilarious. I truly did not remember because we were running away from town. I totally forgot giving it back, and he feels so bad. In fact, so we have wanted posters. Okay, we do have wanted posters for the party because there are two parties. There is the Marines and there is the pirates. So the pirates know about us because of our crimes. If they find us, they are going to capture us, right? So in the wanted poster, he's the cheapest of the bunch because they don't know who he is. The Marines don't know who he is, and the pirates don't either. He's very not mysterious, but he doesn't talk much about that the worrisome part of his past because everyone in that party are criminals, him included. He was a proper criminal, yes. And so his only crimes that they know of is pirate conspiracy, I guess. No, being wait, let me look for the word. Let me look for the word. I forgot the word. um, I don't want it in it. It's not Italian. It's Spanish. And I need in English, not in German. Help. That should be the E. That should be in the E. Where is the E? There it is, the E. And this should be the S. Oh, it's an accomplice. Accomplice? Accomplice. I don't know how I didn't think of that. Anyways. So, pirate, being an accomplice for pirates, and apparently, quote unquote, they aren't sure about that, stealing. And it's a spyglass. They aren't sure about that. It's a possibility that he might have stole something. I just keep thinking about him every day. That just like I used to be really obsessed with another character of mine, but he's from a novel that I a web novel that I need to keep writing. I really need to keep writing, but we took a little hiatus because a lot of things were going live about the editor and mine. So, and I really need the editor's help to work because they don't just take it the words and say, you should change this because the blood goes a little weird. No, they work with what I give them. It's not like a proper like professional editor. It's just a friend, but they do a really good job. They work with what I give them, and they know me well enough that they can make it something that I will enjoy even more than what I just plainly write because I do I I I do tend to mess things up when chapters are too far away from each other in like IRL time when I write one a little too distant from the other. They get really messed up, so having someone else to read them helps a lot. A lot. Really big lot. And if you wonder about the novel, it's two. At least the first part, it's mainly two very silly things that are called isekai and war crimes. uh, I really like it though. Because I actually really like the isekai genre, and I think it has a lot of potential that it's still untapped. So I wanted to take and see what I could do with it. Because there are wonderful things like the Hack series or what is this called? What is this called? Um, Drifters. Drifters is also a really good isekai. Or other stories like we could count even Alice in Wonderland as an isekai. Or the first Digimon was also an isekai. They have a lot of potential. So I did want to tap into that potential by um making quite how to say it. The first arc is basically a corruption arc for a regular person with their own issues, realizing that suddenly they are away from home. They have to do big things in this world. They have a lot of expectations on them, and they have no way that they know to go back home. So it's a lot to put on a regular person from everyday life in the modern era. Even if some say that they wish that will happen finally and be free from this world, this reality, even then, it is a really big duty. And for any sensible person who does not like to have expectations on them, it sounds quite terrifying to be suddenly asked to save random people from a whole another dimension that you don't even know the language or the culture of. And I do feel like that's untapped. I do feel like there's so much that you could pick up when you are dealing with things in a more anthropological way to say, and not just worry about the cool things. And even then, I do think that the story that I write is relatively soft compared to others, at least at the start. But it's because it has two main focuses. When I wrote, I took an special sort of theme to say. The focus of the whole story is about human will, about determination to say. A little bit like Undertale, I guess, but not in that sense. Just that very silly thing, like some stories like Tengen Tepaguran Lagan take of making things impossible just possible. That kind of thing. Oh, you have to go? That's okay. Have fun. They take care and go rest a little bit. Thank you for joining. Thank you for hanging out. I'll just be here coloring some more and chatting about characters again. Um, yes. So talking about what? Yes, there is that one. Determination, human will. How I want to say hope, but we humans have a knack for making things possible, and I think that's a wonderful thing that should be explored further in other type of stories, not just the sheer. I know it's not only in children's stories that are all about friendship and everything, or things like Persona, but it's never enough, Especially when in this case it's only one person. There isn't like exactly a figure of like friendship or everything. It's just being a really stubborn person. That's kind of the point. And the other, it's morals. It's questioning morals constantly, wondering about what if what you're doing it's good because you're doing it for a good reason, even if it's clearly hurting others, or if things that you are doing with good intentions are bad because they are hurting others. That kind of vibe, and how guilty someone is when they are doing evil deeds, when they are ruining their own morals because they are trying to help others. The main character had to do a lot of, I wouldn't say sacrifices to say, but they took a lot of blame for doing things because they were called to action because no one in that world will make them. No one in the world wanted to take the choice of committing crimes to save their hometown. I mean, their home country, the kingdom. So the character basically was called from another world to do crimes for them, while also being like called out as a hero until the actual crimes begin, and then suddenly everyone is aware that he's just the scapegoat of the kingdom. They just want someone to take all the blame and do all the work so they can feel free of guilt after they are safe. Just take it all on him. And that's why it's sort of um a moral corruption. Of course, it's nowhere near that part, sadly. I still have chapter 19 there in the works. I think work and everything is still a little hard. Focus and keep so much time and energy, even though it's really fun. But it's all about just catching on schedule. I really like the Korean, like the sport that was built there. I wish I can make better, but because there is so much, there is so much. There are. I'm just writing the first arc, but there are three arcs, and every arc is divided in two parts, two main parts. For example, the first arc is first the introduction of the world, the characters, the circumstances, and the introduction of the main character as he's taking up the role that has been given to him. And then there is the second part that is the climax. There is the actual war that he has to fight. Like it's a literal war. So, and of course everything that he takes on, because it's written like a diary, sort of a diary. He likes to write, so he started writing his experiences there to later on publish them. So both in canon and in real life, the web novel, it's a first draft. It's not like a properly curated story. It's meant to be a sort of draft, and that's also what allows me to um try out many things, because it's just the main character is trying out new things for writing, because he hasn't written anything in a really long time, and he's trying to learn again how to write. Hey, Asher. Hi. I'm good. I'm good. I'm finding out that I'm getting a little sick, but like my throat burns. But aside from that, and I'm doing great. I'm coloring this. Well, clean this up, and it's gonna take a long time, but that's okay. How are you been? How have you been? I'm just chatting about um a web novel, a web novel that I write sometimes, and how it came to be, and what does it have? Because I ran out of like topics, I guess, because my brain is so focused on the stories I'm working on. uh, my cat is in front of my desk now. Wait, let me. Come on, come on. You look great, thank you. I'm trying not to, but no, stick around for a bit. Do take care, though. Don't force yourself. Well, I know you want, so that's okay. Thank you for staying for a bit. Oh, actually, I I am. So I was talking about the novel, the web novel. I do have so much art. It's a little old, but doesn't matter. I do have a lot of art for it. So I'm going to show the main character on screen because I can. When I was thinking originally of, oh, what are going to be the things that I stream, I thought, I don't want to talk about the novel because it might influence people to read it, and I don't know if I want that because I want people to be directed directly from the story and not just because I'm telling them to please read it. But then I gave up because I love them too much. Everything in me is just the things I create. Let me see. Let me see if I can. That's the bookmark style. Um, Trying to find the best introductory um image for the main cast and protagonist. Dun, 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 dun. I should have kept travel. That's okay. For the main cast of the first arc, I do have this little drawing from when with the editor we made a little stream for the first anniversary. If you look at it, it is clearly a medieval fantasy. And yes, I did base myself of Fire Emblem absolutely because it's one of my favorite franchises. um, where is I need more of Bon. Bon is the main character, and I really like him. He's just a little guy. He's just a little guy. Oh no, these aren't organized day by day. That there we go, there we go. Um, I lost the pressing one. Oh, that looks cute. But I'm going to use the bookmark that I drew for them. I think it was the second anniversary. There he is. That's my boy. That's my boy. He's just a little guy. He's just a little guy, and I love him so much. But I do need here you can take a better look at him. He's literally just a little guy. He's tiny. So that's fun. This is our main character. He comes from the regular modern world, and he ends up committing war crimes. That's pretty much it. That's all you need to know about him. He also does magic sometimes. He's not really good at it. There is a whole thing about the magic system that is based on mushrooms and like energy flow and everything. So yes, and these two are brother and sister. They are both adopted, and this is our prince, our Samira, and I really like him. But he's a whole different character from when I designed him and from when I started to write him. He's a very um clear example that characters write themselves. And there is Kyo. Kyo is the most important character ever. I love him. He's he's like a fox wolf. Um, big. Um, I guess the word actually is furry. He is a furry. I don't like saying that. It sounds weird. But he's a guy, and I love him. Trying to find trying to find drawing of him. Oh, I also made a bookmark for him, but it's not finished. So you can see his colors. He likes to eat, and he's so puffy and he's so soft. He's so soft. He's so puffy. He's so fluffy. He's so insanely fluffy, and I love him. But yes, that has been a really quick showcase of some of the characters because I don't want to drag that on. Yes, I need to keep drawing. I wanted to keep the design simple though. For the most part, I try to keep it realistic, but I mean, I know there are people with wine colored hair and frizz, but even then, I wanted to keep it relatively contained in how high fantasy it is. It's not high fantasy, it's low fantasy. The magic system is also very um, passive. It's not exactly active, as you would say. It actually works just as a part of nature and not exactly something that breaks the laws of the world or manipulates them at all. It's just a thing that everyone can do if they put enough practice on it. Kind of like witchcraft, you know? Uh, so, and yes, there is, well, the most important, no, not the most important, the most interesting part I think of it is the world building. There is a whole another world that um, it's technically an egg. They talk of it like it's an egg, and it's a hollow world that it's slowly drifting away from its sun. So the seasons are changing every so many years according to how far it gets from its sun, and everyone there in the world is born with an unrelenting sense of resignation because they just naturally know from the start because the world was made by gods and everything. They just naturally know from the start that the world is going to end in at some point of source and quote unquote because the egg is going to open one at some point when the world gets cold enough to wake up the god. The world is going to open and tear apart, and no one else will be alive at then because the cold is going to kill them before that. So everyone in there has just a natural uh, fatalistic sense since they are born, which is a little contrasting or own like sense of um, a survival or around like survival instinct, kind of like that. And well, there are so many languages and everything. They talk in slang sometimes. Just wanted to make it feel like a proper world from the eyes of a random guy that was kidnapped. That's the word they use actually. So technically, he was summoned by pretty cool magic. They they do refer to it as kidnapping because that's what the main character feels, and that's what he makes them know. He was kidnapped from his home, and they have no way of bringing him back. So he talks of he feels like he's being kept, and at the start he feels like they are going to kill him. He does something out of the line, so not exactly out of nowhere. But after that you start to get used to everything. It feels very soft, very feels rather soft. And then the riot start and the war coming, and then it goes all downhill. This is quite exhausting. The whole little I forgot the word. I forgot the word. Ah, gradient. Gradient. Yes. But doesn't it look cool? It looks very cool. It looks very cool. I'm sorry, I'm starting to get sleepy too. Everyone's sleepy, I'm also sleepy now. I woke up at 7 a.m. like any regular day. But the trip that I had like this weekend, the trip, because for the trip we left at 3 a.m. We left at 3 a.m. for the trip to be there at 11 a.m. because I was accompanying someone. They had to go to the doctor, so we left at 3 a.m. We arrived there at 9 or so, and the place I stayed with some friends. So I tried to respect their schedules, and they go to sleep rather very late at night. So I kept constantly falling asleep on their couch. And then I had to wake up and move and everything, so my sleep schedule was really messed up. And then when I came back, I had my shift early morning, so I feel like I haven't rested enough. And those are the things you live when you travel, but it's quite exhausting. Not something to get used to. Oh, hi, Art. Starts. Hello. I'm just roaming here talking about how sleepy I am because it's also winter. It's also winter. So well, it's not winter. It's not winter. It's fall, 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 fall. It's autumn. Autumn. Yes. So it's so cold in the mornings. I don't want to get out of bed. So cold. And I'm bed so warm. You know? Oh, my throat burn. Mm. Aha. Now the sun starting to come out and see everything is hot. Oh, also, today I woke up to a really, really strange surprise. You know about the first take, which is a sort of um thing, a sort of it's a YouTube channel, pretty much, in which they bring artists and they have to sing a song like with what they have in studio, with the artist they have in studio, in one take. No auto tune, no edit, no nothing. It's one take. Sing straight up on the mic, one take. That's why it's called the first take. And it was mostly Japanese artists for the most part because it's a Japanese thing. So they had like Asian Kung Fu Generation or Creepy Nuts and all that. Sky High. They even had Katy Perry once, yes. And now they had Maluma, which is a Latin American artist, which was quite a surprise. It was very particular because in one side we had Hoshimashi Suisei singing Stera Stera, and then in the other side we have Maluma singing Hawaii. It was a shock, to say the least. It was surprising because it's not a place you will find them in, and also his performance in there was really good. I normally don't listen to him, but his performance in the first take was really, really good. So like, very cool, very cool, very cool. Not the things you expect on a Tuesday morning for sure. And also, so lately it was Kishido Tenma's from Holo Stars Japan. It was his birthday. Oh yes. So he released some covers. One was Fua Fua Time from Kayon. Yes. And that reminded me of so many songs. I hadn't heard it in so long, and the other day I was actually watching Beck, which is another music anime, but more in the serious, professional path. So I ended up listening to all of Lucky Stars and karaoke endings. And that reminded me then the Full Metal Panic Fumofu. Full Metal Panic Fumofu, because Konata sings one of these songs from one is Teregai the show, I think called. And that made me fall into a rabbit hole of all anime I used to watch. And then that ended up becoming a rabbit hole of all anime dubbed in Spanish, Latin Spanish, that I used to watch when I was a child, because we had a whole had anime on TV like most places tend to do. And if you wonder, we didn't get I mean, we did get Dragon Ball, but we didn't get the same opening, which is great. I really like Chala Head Chala. I mean, we didn't get the same opening as the after. I think it was 4 Kids. Yes. Missing a warmer color. Oh, oh, oh. And there are so many great anime that I don't even remember. So many, like there's Senki, yes, Senki, or Marmalade Boy, or Mirmosi Bank, or um no, Oran High School Host Club. I do remember it because I didn't watch it dub. I watched the actual anime sub. Um, I'm yawning. But it reminded me of an anime that I used to be obsessed with. I mean, two. It actually reminded me of two. I didn't watch the dub of them, but when I was a child, I was probably Chugo sort of magical girl anime of sorts, in which they have eggs that are part of their personalities. A little bit like Persona, but Maho Shoujo, I guess. The Honto no Jibun, the true self. They are all parts of themselves that they often tend to hide or don't show up front. And it was really long. It was really long. Like six, maybe 6 seasons? Maybe? No, 6 seasons was Natsume Junicho. Shogokira was probably over 7 seasons. And it reminded me that when I was in school, once I cosplayed one of the outfits from Shogokira, the Miki one. She's the blue girl. If you don't know much, it's the little blue Kira that then transforms and she's like an artist. She like draw and everything. Really funny, really funny. I know. I still have the hat even. Was one of my first cosplays. In school we had to do a little dance and I wasn't feeling up to do something more normal, so I danced one of the openings from it because all of them had dances. If you look the music videos, they all of them had little dances. So with a friend, I grab a friend and I asked her to dance with me, and we danced one of the openings. Dress up in cosplay for school. That was wild. That was wild. We actually got the highest grade, actually, for that. But but yeah, I don't think the me of right now could do such a thing. Little me was quite brave. I don't think the me now that could do that. The me of now doesn't even dance. I don't even dance much. But when I was a child, I used to dance a lot. I did used to dance a lot more, especially folklore. I was in the folklore club, so we used to dance folklore, of course. But no, no, not much. Oh, but in university, I did learn a little bit of tango. I did learn a little bit of tango, yes. But in university, I was also very awkward. It was my first year. I was not very good at talking to people, so I didn't learn as well as I could. I lack any confidence, so people weren't inclined to dance with me. And like that's completely valid. It it's a little bit, if you come to learn to some place is not as nice to have to direct someone else when you are still learning. So it's understandable that they didn't want to dance with me. But I, at least the bit that I do remember were very nice. It has a lot of communication. Tango has a lot of communication in every move because it's just a base of 8 steps, and then in each step you go adding stuff according to what the guide does and how your partner moves. Yes, you do say a lot without even speaking. Very nice. But also, most places where you dance tango, they tend to be quite filled. Very small places full of people, so you don't even get to move too much. You don't get to move too much. Which which was a little sad, I guess, but it's kind of cute to see so many people that just come to have a little dance with strangers. Very cute, very cute. Especially since in our country, um, such a thing like we are Latinos. Yes, we like to party and to like to celebrate, but Chileans are a lot less noise is not the word, but they aren't really as motivated. We do like our cumbias, we do like our bachatas, but we don't really dance much. It's not the same experience as other people from Latin America. They do say that we are a little off, a little too quiet, a little too formal, a little too cold. And I wouldn't say that they are wrong. We like things quiet for the most part, except when it comes to football. Football is a whole nother beast that we don't talk about. There are there are three things that people don't talk about in general here. One is politics, another one is religion, and the other one is football because it's going to start a fight. It is going to start a fight. But it's probably applicable to many other countries too, so it's not sadly specific of here. But something that was very funny though is that whenever there was a major play like a game, like a football game, yes, like a football game. Whenever there was a major football game, um, when I was in university, when I was studying philosophy, uh, so that university was very well known because for the fact that students do tend to go on strike a lot. And whenever there was a major game, they will go on strike and not go to class, and they will have to cancel class just casually on those days. Very curious, ain't it? I didn't care much about football, so I just enjoyed the free day. But that was a very funny thing that used to happen. Oh, wait, let me focus a little. Focusing. Yes, I do have many fond memories of university though. Wait, did I tell you about the time I had a chicken? Yes, I did. I'm going to tell you again. So I found a chicken on the streets of the apartment. I was walking by the apartment. I found a chicken. I was like in front of a dog. So I was like, oh no, gonna eat it or something. So I took the chicken. I took it with me home to the apartment. You know, to an apartment. I already had a cat, so not the best idea. Then I proceed to travel a lot of places with that chicken. I took places to the sea, like to the beach, to my friends' houses, through the subway. I will go with the chicken on my pocket. It will hide um on my back, like the little spot where you put them. What? Like the little. No, no, no. Wait, I'm saying it wrong. The little spot when there is like a hole, a concave hole, like a spoon in your back, and you put on a backpack. You put on a backpack, and the sweat tends to collect there in the little hole, the little spoon. Yes, the chicken will hide on there because it was very warm and fall asleep. when we were walking around. It was called Pukalu, and I really loved. I will I will turn on the my drying my dryer, like the hair dryer. Yes, the hair dryer. I was thinking dryer gun for some reason. It looks like a gun, but so I will take the hair dryer, and blow some air onto him, and he will fall asleep. Like get all cozy with the warm air and fall asleep. I do miss him, but sadly my guardians, they had to take him because oh, I couldn't have a chicken in an apartment that I was renting, of course. Yes, I did not think that through. I did not think that through properly. So alone, and they had dogs here, so they will bark at it, and it got stressed and it passed away because it was a very spoiled chicken, so it wasn't used to such things to say. So that was very sad. I do miss I do miss Kokalu sometimes. But I tried to give it the best life that it could, considering that it was probably going to die eaten by the dog or by like run over by the cars, because it was outside the apartment and in a rather busy street. So I do like to think that it had the best life that I could give it. I'm sorry for the awkward silence. It's not on purpose. I'm drinking water. There we go. That aside, I used to have a lot of hamsters when I was younger, when I was working. Uh, and I also had other cats, but that was when I was like a literal child, so it's different. And right now I only had my baby boy, my cat, my Calpaico, if you don't know. Calpaico es Sigismundo de Rosario Raffaellene Recambrando tercero, arma de destrucción masiva, evasor de impuestos. And I love him. I'm sorry. It's so funny to say his full name because I know it by heart. So it feels like saying the. Oh wait, I'm going to look it up. I'm going to see if I can see it. Say it because I remember most of it, but I forget part. You can think. Uh, okay, there is that. Uh, okay, I'm going to try. No one told me to do this, but still. Alright, let's start slow. Yugame Goku no Surikire Kaiyari Sugyo no Sugyo Matsu Kunrai Matsu Kuneru Tokoro ni Koro Jabura Koji Paipo no Ringan no Green no Pompoku na Yokume no Shosuke. I can say the first part. The Goku no Surikire. Oh, I just said. Goku no Surikire Kaiyari. Ah, the Kaiyari Sugyo. Kaiyari Sugyo. De mo Goku no Surikire Kaiyari Sugyo. Sugyo Matsu Unai Matsu Furai Matsu Kuneru Tokoro ni Sumotokoro, Yabrakoji, no Burakoji, Paipo Paipo Paipo, no Shuringan, Shuringan no Grindai, Grindai no Pompokopi, Pompokuna, no Shokume no Shosuke. It's hard! Really hard! And they are all blessings. But the whole thing, it's a simple story about a really, really, really long name that it's full of blessings. Like there is a couple couldn't think of a proper name for the song, so they went to a priest. They asked a priest in the temple, and the priest gave many names. Like started with Yugemu and then went with others because they are all blessings. And the father couldn't choose. The father couldn't choose which one, so they just gave the baby all the names. So that's why it's Yugemu, Goku no Surikire, Kaijuri Sugio no Sugio Matsu, Urai Matsu, Furai Matsu, Kuneru Tokoro, Nismu Tokoro, Yaburakoji no Burakoji, Paipu 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 no Shuringan, Shuringan no Gurinda, Gurinda no Pompokoki, Pompokopi, sorry. No, Pompokuna, Shokume no Shosuke. I almost got it! I almost got it. I should draw. I'm sorry. I'm getting distracted, but that's okay. Oh, I forgot to save. I did forget to save. I'm not going to forget that again. Yes. Alright, again. Because I remember another tongue twister is the Namatamago. The Namatamago was Namamugi, Namagone. No, Namaguni, Namagome, Namatamago. Namaguni, Namagone, Namatamago. Because I was talking about tongue twisters before, about Spanish tongue twisters. Is we had, like, for example, the tres tristes tigres trigaban trigo en un trigal. Or we have others like cuando cuentes cuentos, cuenta cuántos cuentos cuentas, porque si no cuentas cuántos cuentos cuentas, nunca sabrás cuántos cuentos cuentas tú. Or the ¿cómo quieres que te quiera? Si el que quiero no me quiere, como quiero que me quiera. Like that. Pedro Pablo Pérez Pereira, pobre pintor portugués, pinta paisajes por poca plata para partir pronto para París. Tongue twisters like that. Let me look for one that I forgot right now, but it's really good. Lenguas. I'm sorry, I get getting distracted. I'm not going to stop getting distracted. Oh, there is one that I remember. Tengo una gallina pinta, pipiralegre y gorda, que tiene 3 pollitos pintos, pipiripintos, pipiralegres y gordos. Si la gallina no hubiera sido pinta, pipiralegre y gorda, los pollitos no hubieran sido pintos, pipiripintos, pipiralegres y gordos. It's like my only trait. Sometimes I can't talk very fast. R con R guitarra, R con R barril. Rápido ruedan las ruedas por los rieles del ferrocarril. That is really cute. That is a really cute one. Oh, there was this one. I heard this. Si tu gusto no gusta del gusto que gusta mi gusto, ¿qué disgusto se lleva a mi gusto al saber que tu gusto no gusta del gusto que gusta mi gusto? I was practicing them because I want to get better at talking, you know? So I was practicing some tongue twisters like that. I didn't practice them in English though. That was probably a mistake, but still. Oh, there's the one I was thinking about. Le aviso al público de la República que el agua pública se va a cobrar, para que el público de la República tenga agua pública para tomar. It's catchy. Le aviso al público de la República que el agua pública se va a cobrar, para que el público de la República tenga agua pública para tomar. It's really catchy. I really like it. And there is one that I really can't say for life. It's really hard. For me. Mariana Magaña desenmarañará. Mañana la maraña que maraña Mariana Magaña. The desenmarañará, that's the one that messes me up. Because every other word is 3 syllables. Desenmarañará, it's 1, 2, 3, it's 5. No, it's 7. No, 6. The number in that 6. It's 6. 1. So it messes me up because of the rhythm. Which one? Hugo tuvo un tubo, pero el tubo que tuvo se rompió. Para recuperar el tubo que tuvo que comprar un tubo igual al tubo que tuvo. That one's not too hard. What else? What else? What else? One that is hard for me. It's the Pablito clavó un clavito en la calva de un calvito. Un clavito clavó Pablito en la calva de un calvito. ¿Qué clavito clavó Pablito? A little hard. It is a little. I said it right now. I said it right this time, but it's normally it is hard. Normally it is hard. I can't say it fast. It's complicated. Meanwhile, I can say others one pretty fun thing. Like the one with the cuentos. Cuando cuentes cuentos, cuentas, porque si no cuentas, nunca sabrás cuántos cuentos cuentas tú. Because I was practicing because of a song. Also that is called Soldado Trifaldón, and it's really a really fast children's song. Well, not that fast, but it is quite fast. And I'm going to get distracted and singing to you because yes. So wait, where is the? It's called El Soldado Trifaldón. You cannot hear it, but that's okay. Wait, it starts. El soldado Trifaldón vive dentro de un melón, las pepitas amarillas forman firme batallón. Porón, pom, pom, el soldado Trifaldón. Porón, pom, pom, el soldado Trifaldón. Sus espadas de chocolate, sus escopetas de turrón, de calugas el sombrero del sombrero Trifaldón. Va de paseo con todo su batallón, marchando por el campo el soldado Trifaldón. Porón, pom, pom, el soldado Trifaldón. Porón, pom, pom, el soldado Trifaldón. Un ejército de hormigas en correcta formación se encuentra con las pepitas del soldado Trifaldón. Y el que manda las hormigas es un capitán gruñón. Aturdiza las pepitas del soldado Trifaldón. Todo lo que sea dulce, agridulce o dulzón, dice la hormiga furiosa, soldado Trifaldón. Su espada, su escopeta, el batallón. Es dulce lo que lleva el soldado Trifaldón. Espere un momentito, no se apure tanto, don. Somos el gran regimiento del soldado Trifaldón. Pero el capitán hormiga sin más le da un coscorrón y cae de espalda al suelo el soldado Trifaldón. Pero muy luego se para, valiente como un león, y desenvaina su espada el soldado Trifaldón. Y aunque es de chocolate, le hace un gran chichón la hormiga capitana al soldado Trifaldón. Todas las pepas se ríen al ver a este hormigón, el cototo que le hizo el soldado Trifaldón, pero Trifaldón las calla viendo que un gran lagrimón está llorando la hormiga y el soldado Trifaldón se asoma, toma a la hormiga, luego le pide perdón. Aplauden al soldado Trifaldón. Desde entonces van juntos batallón con batallón, las pepas en las hormigas mandadas por Trifaldón. El soldado it just comes to show that I'm sick. I couldn't do it properly. I can do it faster, but I won't because that's the regular rhythm of the song. I can do it faster. So. But yes, that was a little break of random things. But yes, I was thinking now of the Namamugi, Namagon, Namagome, Namatamago, Namamugi, Namagome, Namatamago, Namamugi, Namamoge, Namagumi, Namagome, Namatamago. The Namagome messes me up because my brain thinks it's Namagone instead of Namagome. You know? But it's quite addictive. It's quite addictive. So yes. Yugame Yumu, Gokoro no Surike, Kayori Sugyo no Sugyo Matsu, Unrai Matsu, Furai Matsu, Kuneru Tokoro, Nisumu Tokoro, Yaburakochi no Burakochi, Paipu, no Shurigan no Gurinda no Pompokopi, no Pompokuna no Chokume no Shosuke. That was it. That's enough tongue twisters. But talking about I'm not done with. Okay. So, tongue twisters came to mind because of a song. I listen to a lot of folklore. Yes, Um, and there is a certain song that is called the Mazurka Modernica by Violeta Parra. And twisted words, you know, in basically adds eco and ica. So to every work, for example, Modernica. It's actually Moderna, but it made it Modernica because it had ica. Or for example, Lucido, which is like awake or clear. It will be lucidico because it has ico. And it was a really fun exercise to sing. And it's totally not because my characters like to sing. So I did get a little used to singing those songs. And then it reminded me of another song that it's 1, 2, 3, 4 paragraphs long, but it doesn't have the special, like the regular structure of a song. It's like a poem. So it doesn't repeat words much. But since I was a child, because I liked to listen to her, I know by heart the first paragraph, and I wanted to learn the rest of the song. What I'm saying is, I'm going to annoy you singing some more songs. So I'm going to sing the one that was the Mazurka Modernica. Yes. But I'm trying to see if I can put both things on the screen so I don't stop drawing. So hold for a second. Going to, yeah, that's what happens. That's the issue. So I'm going to move this here on the meanwhile, I guess. And we'll just pretend that it looks fine. Yes? Yes. I'm so sorry. I just have only 2 brain cells. Sometimes. Yes, the song is. Me han preguntado varias persónicas y peligrosicas para las básicas. Son las que sónicas agitadóricas hay que preguntica más infantílica. Solo un piñuflico la formularica para mis adénticos y comentárica. You see, it sounds like a tongue twister. It's really cool. Le contestadico y al preguntónico cuando la guática pide comídica. Con el cristiánico firme y guerrérico por sus poróticos y sus cebolliticas. Cebollicas. Comen. Los regimenticos que los detengan casi tienen hambre, que los populáricos. If you wonder, the actual content of the song is not very cute. It's an answer to an interview I think she had of people asking if the singing songs makes regular people more agitated and more prone to revolution. And she's like, no. What makes people prone to revolution is being hungry and poor. Which, props to her. Preguntadónicos, partidirísticos, disimuládicos y muy malúricos. Son peligrosicos más que los versicos, más que las huélgicas y los desfílicos. Bajito cuérdica firman papélicos, lavan sus mánicos como piláticos. That's the verse where she says that. What I just told you. Caballerísticos, almidonáticos, almiparádicos, minini. Yes, that's a lyric. Le echan carbónico al inocéntico y arreñadínico a los sillónicos. Cuentan los muérticos de los secuéntricos como fricólicos y bataglánicos. It's cold, it's very cold. Ajá. Varias matancicas tiene la histórica en sus pagínicas bien enfrentádicas. Para montárlicas no hicieron fáltica las refalósticas revoluciónicas. El juramentico jamás cumplídico es el causántico del desconténtico. Ni los obréricos, ni los paquíticos tienen la culpica, señor cálico. Turu 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 turu. Lo que yo cántico es una respuéstica a una preguntica de unos graciosicos. Y más no cántico porque no quiérico tengo flojérica en los zapáticos, en los cabellicos, en el corpiño. No, en los cabellicos, en el vestidico, en los riñónicos y en el corpiñico. I haven't practiced in a long time. I'm so sorry. But that's the song. It's really cool. It's really cool. I like it as an answer and I like it as a song. It sounds like a tongue twister, but it flows really nice. Yes, I'm totally just wanting to sing. I'm so sorry. Oh, hello, Father Markel. I thought you would be resting now. You should rest. I'm still here, still painting and annoying my viewers with some songs that I think are very cool. Yes, you can be live. Well done. Wait. I think if I can say it to someone, I don't want to hear you. I want you to hear me say the Yugemu name. Because I was trying before. And I do mess up some in some places, but I want to try it again then. Okay. So it's Yugemu. 極のすりくり、外樹里数牛の数牛松、うらいます、ふらいます、くねるところに住むところ、やぶれこいちのぶれこいち、パイプのシュリガンのグリーンダイのポポコピーのボンクな、曲目のショスケ。Yes! Finally! That was good. It wasn't the best, but it was good. You ended the stream earlier. Oh, that's why. Yes. ジュグムごこのすりくり、ガジュリ数牛のすげまつ、うらいます、ふらいます、くねるところに住むところ、やぶれこいちのぐれこいち、パイプのシュリガンのグリーンダイのポンポコピーのモクな、曲目のシャスケ。I still mess up in the pompokuna a little. But it's close. It's getting close. ジュゲム、ごこのすりくり、ガジュリ数牛のすげまつ、うらいます、ふらいます、くねるところに住むところ、やぶれこいちのぶれこいち、パイプのシュリガンのグリーンダイのポンポコピーのポンポクな。あ、曲目のシャスケ。I'm so close to getting it right. I'm so close. But I'm close. Because I was saying tongue twisters in Spanish too. Like I'm going back to this. I'm so sorry to the other viewers. I'm going back to this. I cannot escape tongue twisters. Because there was them. ¿Cómo quieres que te quieras el que quiero? No me quiere como quiero que me quiera. That feels so good. Tengo una gallina pinta, pipiri alegre y gorda. Wait, let me look for that one. Pinta, pipiripinta. Yes. Tengo una gallina pinta, pipiri alegre y gorda. Y los pollitos que tiene pollitos pintos. Pipiripintos, alegres y gordos. Si la gallina no hubiera sido pinta, pipiri alegre y gorda, los pollitos no hubieran sido pintos, alegres y gordos. I need to breathe before I say this. Yes, the whole picture, yes. I'm sorry, because I was reading stuff. I had this on the side, and I forgot to keep drawing. Sorry, this. started this. Let me show you with the lines of the sketch so you can see better. And I need to put it on here, do I? Yes. There it is. There it is. That's the whole picture. And so here it is. And that is how it's still going. It's still going. I'm going really slow because I keep getting distracted with other things like tongue twisters. Yes, I'll go back. I'll go back to regular schedule art stream. I'm so sorry. Got distracted singing folklorical song. But my throat is kind of dying, so I shouldn't have done that. Not one bit. Everyone is getting sick these days. Disonchain, does that to you? And I was holding out so well because I wear my mask every day that the masks aren't infallible, so it's just natural that at some point it was gonna come for me too. But I'm doing a lot better than when I was younger. When I was younger, I used to get sick like all the time, literally all the time. At first, it was all the time. Like I will spend the whole year sick, at least with a small cold. And then when I got used to going to school, my body will literally hold itself from getting sick right until vacation. Then I will get sick during vacation, like all during the holidays, and then I will get better when school was back. Then when I was in university, I started getting sick again the whole time. But during the pandemic, since we all were separated at home, I did not get sick even once. So that was very funny. Because I was hiding all the time in my room, I did not get sick. Mm, that was quite a particular realization. And it can be a little scary to get sick so much. You know, when you don't treat your colds properly, when you let them just be around and get cozy in your body, it can sometimes lead to pneumonia. So it can be quite dangerous. Please do take care when you get sick. Of course, that's talking from experience. I am not a professional, but that's what happened to a relative of mine. He didn't take care of his cold, and now every time he gets sick, he goes straight up to pneumonia. So, do please be careful. That not here. I lost the train of thought now. I lost my train of thought. Last time I got sick, I was in bed for like a month. Oh dear. Oh dear. That sounds dangerous. There have been times that I have been just as sick, but still sounds so harsh. Surprising how feeble, how weak the human body is sometimes. But that just comes to show how actually how incredible other creatures are. Because sometimes you just sleep badly and then your body aches for the whole time because you just slept badly. No, that's not the right color. Ah, there it is. Good. So please take care. Do take care. I don't think the last time I got sick enough to be in bed for this was when I got the vaccine. The fourth vaccine hit me really hard. I got a fever and everything, but that was just 3 days. And the time I got food poisoning also killed me, but I did recover quite quickly anyways. But it did kill me bad, but whatever. My mind is drifting again to near death experiences. And it goes straight up to one time I was like 15 maybe. I was maybe 15 maybe, I think. Uh so we all know irritable bowel syndrome, yes? Yes? Good. No need to explain that. Yes? Good, good, good. Was a stressful time. Then suddenly I was almost dying. You cannot exactly die from irritable bowel syndrome, but it left me like in bed for several weeks. Couldn't couldn't move at all. And I was constantly reminded by the doctor that because I was allergic to eggs, but then I'm still a little allergic, but I was a lot more then. That if I ate an egg, I could die. I was constantly reminded that if I ate an egg, the allergic reaction could kill me because my body was already struggling so much. So sometimes I like to joke that at some point in my life, eating an egg could have killed me. It's not as funny when I say it though. But living it, back then it felt pretty funny. It could have been another thing. I was also allergic to uh how do you call them? How do you call them? Like citrus, 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 like tomatoes and lemons and oranges and anything that had like citric acid really, really, really killed me. In fact, another weird thing. When I was younger, you know those little vitamin C pills that have flavor and they are colorful and you eat them and they are like very tasty and everything. Whenever I ate one of those, I instantly got sick. Like I probably because of the allergy and I didn't know it was an allergy, but then I instantly got sick. I guess I was allergic to like citric stuff. And right now I'm quite doing fine. Quite doing fine in that sense. Not much of an issue. But it is a little funny to think about that. I I can talk so much. Yes. Sounds like allergies. It was probably allergies. And I didn't know. Back then I used to really hate oranges. Despite the fact that I really like mandarin. Like tangerines. Mandarins. I forget which one. Um but I really hated oranges for some reason. And I thought it was just me being weird. But then I discovered I was allergic. That was funny. And I really like mango. So it was a very sad discovery that I couldn't eat mango. I looked for a while when I make so many for dinner. Alright? Enjoy! and thank you for showing up. Um, I'm just gonna keep drawing, coloring, trying still to find a proper rendering style for. But we are going with this for now because it looks kind of cool. So it looks kind of cool. I like to think that it looks kind of cool. I know most people don't really see the small details, like the fact that this gradient made like this. But I care a lot. I care a lot about doing things like that. The other day, when I was visiting friends, so through AliExpress, I know it's not the best place to buy things, but doesn't matter right now. I bought a little canvas, some little canvases like to paint. Uh, so I'm not good at painting with oil paints. I don't know how to paint with oil paint, but I decided to give it a try as a little gift for my friend. So there we go. I drew. Look, it's very funny, but he's really obsessed with one character that I made that I don't really pay that much attention to that character, but they really like it. They really like it. So I made them a little portrait of that character in the little canvas. It was a learning process, and I didn't know that. I mean, I did know that it took a while, but oil paint really takes a long while to dry. I was scared. I'm glad I did it like with a week in advance, or I don't know how I would have transported it. That was terrifying for a second. But the texture was really nice. The texture was really cool, and I don't know. I want to try it more. I want to try it more. I want to like maybe one day pick a little small canvas and stream painting a little. It is a learning process, but it's so fun. It looks so fun. The texture is so nice, and the colors are also pretty cool. And what that was my experience trying old painting. I keep looking at traditional art from like old people or dead old people to say uh the great artists from before. And I always wanted to try that, but the materials are a little expensive to say the least. And also uh not only are they quite inconvenient, I keep thinking every time I draw on paper how easy everything else would be if it was in digital. It's not easy to draw on digital, but it has a lot of commodities that you don't get in any other medium. And you get really used to them. You really get used to them. Like the Control C save lives. I'm so thankful for it. Or the fact that you can paint in any order. I can paint, for example, this. I can paint this, and then I want to paint, I don't know, this, and just pick the color and here, you know, like that. I don't need to make the color at a specific time to paint this and then make another color at another specific time to paint another thing. And if I don't have the color, for example, in wooden pencils, then I have to make it up somehow. That kind of thing, you know? So that's why it gets really, really comfortable. Because if it was just regular traditional art, I don't think I would have painted until I learned about watercolors. I will. In fact, the reason I tend to draw those quick sketches is because that's how I drew my whole life. Never painted anything. Just drew the little doodles and keep them. I will draw my books and I draw on my notebooks, and then I will draw on the tables, and then I will draw on the walls, and then I will draw on the fog that stays on the on mirrors. One day in school was a cold day, so all the they had a little like shelf covered with glass, put like trophies from the school and everything. And it was very foggy because it was all day. So since class hadn't started yet, I just stood there was almost in the front of in the entrance. Just stood there, started drawing my silly little characters on the silly on the silly little fog the whole time. I did a lot of weird things in school, I guess. It was very fun. I had a lot of fun back then. Uh, because I really like dynamism, dynamic things, dynamic art. I'm sorry. Um, I tend to draw stick figures, but not like regular stick figures. I guess not just a little like that. They had like body and everything. They were more like like that, you know, which is probably why I got so used to drawing more moving characters than standing ones. So there was I had a cat and a dog, and I would draw them doing silly little things on my notebooks or interacting with things on the books. And I will sometimes dress them up and everything. Give them hands, maybe. Oh, the bird. Yes, I need to fix the bird up later, but it's supposed to be a blue jay. It's gonna be a blue jay when I actually. I do have some. No, wait, that's me. Some reference here too. But I drew with a reference. I need to fit it up later. I'm gonna do the, you know. But it's supposed to be a blue jay at some point. I like blue jays. Uh, well, at least from what I know, it's probably not right the most credible information, but at least for what I know, they do have like radical migration patterns, I think, and I really like that. I really like that. As a traveler, I just found it really really nice, really good. Oh, I don't like that. No. I just think it's very neat. Just take up from north to south, but they always take like a different route. And isn't that the coolest thing? My cat is on my tablet. So, oh. After I left for the trip, he's been really stuck to me, which is understandable. He's my baby, but it is a little uncomfortable at times when he literally falls asleep on my hand while I'm trying to press the keyboard. Right now, I mean, right now, he's asleep on my hand, over my tablet, and over the keyboard that I'm using for this. And it's adorable though. I cannot move him. That's a little better, but not the nicest. I need to add more of these. yes, if you wanna do more dynamic poses and you don't know how, I do recommend stickmen, silly stickmen. They are really useful, really quick to make, really cute sometimes. Just pop up, just one. This is how I make them. With the little feet, so arms. There you go, stickman. And then I will just style them up. I have this one, for example. And that is Poncho. He's called Poncho. He's a rat and he's a pirate and he is incredibly strong. And I love him. And they are so quick to make. That's the fun thing. That's the fun part. You can make them in any way and any as stylized as you want, as specific as you want. And you just whoop, 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 and whoop, whoop. You know, and they are going whoop or whoop. Whoop. This is basically line of action practice, which is very important to as an artist to practice like a line of action. But anyways, I'm getting distracted again. I'm so sorry. Yes, art. I'm painting. Yes. Oh, that reminds me of the song I used to sing when I was in the tuna. Oh, it was. Oh, I forgot it. I'm thinking of another one. Oh, look at that. Look at that. I don't like. I don't like that. I need more. I need it to be more subtle. More subtle. Here, here. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Yes. Yes, that is very nice. Gonna add that layer there. And I need to soften up this. So, no. It is a little softer, but not quite. But it is a little softer. But that's good. And then you add a little bit here to separate. Never mind that those are two different limbs, parts of the body, limbs, parts, uh, zones. These are tattoos, by the way. You were wondering what they were, they are tattoos. They are different from the mark of compromise that makes the hand dark, black. It's different from that, but it is a tattoo. There is one on each side. My No, I'm not gonna end the body today, but I want to at least do the face. I want to at least do the face. Wait, wait, wait. I should have focused on something. No, the face I tend to do is separately from the rest of the body, even though I already painted over. But I like to do it separate. Struggle with a cat on my hand. I'm sorry. I cannot play him. I'll let him alone for for 2 days and a half. uh, uh, oh, wait, 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 wait. Ah, I did that. But, uh, I don't know what he pressed. Was weird. And you add the little shadows. Because if not, you can't really see. I use a lot of white, so if you don't add shadows, you can't see anything. White and black can be quite hard colors. They are in colors, but you don't get the point. They are a little hard to render sometimes. You always have to make them not exactly black or white. And I like to use pure white a lot. It's literally as white as it goes. Okay? Which everyone will tell you that you shouldn't do that. Just stubborn about it. I like it, but it's not recommended. It's truly not recommended. Or you will end up like me. Look at this. It's too bright. It's bright. I will keep doing it though. I don't think I will ever stop. Yes, this color, but dark. Like Blue and black. That is one that I don't use. I don't use um the fully dark black because it hides the. It's hard to render. It hides the lines that I use for sketches, and I cannot do the shadows to separate it when it's colored. So I do recommend not using actual black, but white you can do whatever you want. That is my recommendation. Oh, that doesn't look nice. Don't like it. Yes. Right. Your smile. Fine. Good. Good. I sometimes when I draw myself, sometimes I forget the bandage. Bandages are very important. Won't tell you anything more about them, but they are very important. So do not forget. Oh, that does look nice. That does look nice. I like the shadow color. No, I but the actual shadow color though. But font though are kind of like they a lot style story. That's not bad. Oh, that reminded me of something. I mean, it's completely unrelated. Uh, the other day I was watching because I really like Alone in the Dark one. Haven't I don't like much the other games, I guess. But so there is I know they are making a remake. I really want to play the original one. So it's short, sweet, it's classic, great father of survival horror game. I really want to play it. Want to play it. I want to play it, and I hope I can play it. To fail, but I'll do my best anyways. It's fun. It's fun. I really like. There is another game. There is another game that Ultima Zero. Ultima Zero is also. I really like that game. It's hard. I think it's quite hard because you can finish it in like either 5 minutes or or it's going to take forever because you just have bad luck. You know. I really want to play Ultima Zero. It's not going to be much content, yes, but it's a cool thing to show. It's a cool thing to show. It's just a little ultimate, ultimate, and I learned from them both. Um, Around the same time. I knew Alone in the Dark, of course, but I never actually saw any of that. It's just like Left 4 Dead, those games. I actually have no idea what they are about. I just know, yes, you kill people or something, but I don't actually know anything about them. I just know they are popular and that's the name. I don't play the game. It feels a little dangerous to say that because I know they are very popular games, but I'm sorry, I do not know. I do not know. Right? Just for that platform, I don't know. The only zombie game I have played lately has been Project Zomboid. Really fun. Project Zomboid has been a lot of fun. I get stressed out, of course, like any survival game, but once you get used to it, it got it's really funky. It's really funky, a really funky game, really fun. And at some point, it stops being hard and it just starts being uh, what to say? I don't know, kind of relaxing. Even it's kind of like Stardew Valley, but with extra steps to say. At least when you have everything ready, so it's just I don't know. I do find it kind of and by kind of I do mean really cool. So if you do like um survival games or zombie games or management games, I do recommend Zomboid. Project Zomboid. It's also really fun to play with friends, but apparently most people fight each other and try to ruin each other. So I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I just tag along with a friend and try to help them. In every game, I have the chance to be a super. I'm going to be a super. Like the other day, I said I finally played a full cleric on D&D. I played finally a full cleric. It was on a one shot in a one shot that a Minecraft based one shot actually. The whole story was that we were players and suddenly they made our server hardcore mode so people weren't respawning and we had to do a little ritual to make everything work again and bring the server back to normal. Yes. I finally played a cleric. It was so fun. I never had played one before. They quickly became my favorite class. Well, my favorite class is Bard for reasons, but for healing, which is what I play the most. Like everyone says, no, cleric isn't only about healing, and yes, they are right. Clerics aren't only about healing; they have so much variety. But for healing, they are so good, anyways. Healers are great addition for any campaign, and I like to play them. And clerics are great healers, no matter what they say. They are great healers. Specifically, the circle. I mean, not the circle. The cleric of the domain of life. The domain of life. The circles are from druids. Druids have circles. Shiny. a little time, and it feels so powerful to be able to help like that. And right now I'm building up my bard druid. He was originally a bard druid, but right now it's going to just be a bard of glamour. So that's going to be fun. That's going to be really fun. Bard of glamour is really fun to play too. I have never played one, but I have played in many parties in which there was one, and there are always a delight to play with. Oh, that's kind of cute. I forgot my glasses. I forgot I have glasses. I forgot I have glasses. We add them real quick. Nice. Just look very tiny. Sometimes I make them tiny. Sometimes I make them bigger. I'm going to make them tiny, I guess. Let's see how it looks. No, it doesn't look right. Doesn't look right. I'm going to make them bigger. I guess that's a little better. Yes. No, wait. Work out a little bit. When it comes to glasses, I'm really a mess. I've forgotten them so many times. And like, for example, I take them off in like public bathrooms sometimes to wash my face, and then I leave, and I'm like 3, 4 squares away. I'm like, wait a second, the wall looks kind of funny, and then I remember somehow I had never lost them, just broke them multiple times, but for the most part, somehow I have never lost them, but I do forget them in so many places, especially when I was at school. I would like take them off because I used to sleep a lot in school at all times, every time, everywhere, during class, at lunch, before class, after class, during gym, at all times. I will sleep. Very sleepy person. Uh, I will take them off, and since I was so sleepy, so tired, I will forget that I took them off. Walk to class, and whoop! Suddenly, my glasses were, I don't know, maybe in the library, maybe in the bathroom, maybe in the teacher's bathroom if I was wandering around. I was a really weird kid in school. I used to bring my laptop with me and literally play in the middle of class. Literally play in the middle. I would play Grand Fantasia actually, which is an MMORPG. Or I remember one time a friend gave me uh the Deadpool game. So we just sat there playing in the middle of class, and then I would pick up my laptop and carry it around while playing to the library to keep playing. And I still somehow had good grades, and I have no idea how. I remember sleeping through the entire course of kinetics in uni. That happened to me. I slept through my epistemology and um argumentative logic in philosophy. It was so hard to stay awake with that teacher because he spoke in ASMR. He spoke so very softly, so soft. But it's okay as long as we made it. I literally only wake up when we had experiments with flies, only to do experiment and fall asleep again. Awakened by flies. Wonderful. Oh, well, I'm not gonna do that. It's gonna. Oh wait, I can't do. That's wonderful. Ah, I forgot the mini braids. I forgot the braids that go here. Oh, I forgot them. This these where are these ones? I forgot them. Wait, these ones. But yes, this has happened to me. I remember one time when I was at school. So my teacher let me sleep. My teachers let me sleep. I guess it was something about health or something that they did allow me to rest. And um, so one time, of course, other kids complained because I was allowed to be weird in class. And so they will constantly talk about how I still had good grades and still learned, right? Typical. So one time, I'm sleeping, and then the teacher calls on my name, and I wake up, and she asked me a question, and somehow I don't know how I knew the answer. I answered, and she just see you can still learn when you're sleeping. Sometimes, like what? Because that was a very funny time, very silly time. Oh, this needs to be a little darker. There we go. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, not that I think about it, I did have a lot of uh freedom as a student. Sometimes, it's only one. Let me add the little braids before I forget. Then again, there are many things that I don't know and don't remember, so I don't really know why I had so much freedom at school. Because I know the first year I moved into the school, I got scolded a lot for all the things I did, and then at some point they just said, it's fine. You still get good grades, so my good luck again. Good luck with the rest of the spring. Thank you. Thank you for showing up. Go on. I don't know what you're doing, but I hope it goes well. I remember you were having dinner. Yes, but enjoy, enjoy. Oh, for example of the weird thing I used to do too, I remember. Um, so this is when I was even younger than that. Before I was in another school. Um, I used to wear a lot of hats. I have a collection of hats. I collect hats. I, I have a high multitude of hats. I have a whole bot of hats, but like inherited from like great grandparents and others from. But like there is one a friend got me from Universal. It's a cat on the hat, or I have like an actual top hat like made by a hatter, a hat maker, and all of that. Like I actually collect hats. And back then I used to wear my hat, but of course I didn't wear weird ones to school. They didn't allow wearing hats in school. So what I will do is take one of these like neck scarves. Let me draw a quick visual. So you have this, right? It's not a scarf. It's just the little tube. Yes. So I will take that and I will put it here like a sort of anime bandana, just because I didn't want my head uncovered. And because it wasn't a head, they never complained. Because it wasn't a head, they never said anything. I just put it on there because and it worked. I didn't like my head uncovered, so I went against the system and I won. They couldn't do anything about that. It wasn't a head, so it's all fine. Even though it look even worse than a head. But I was a child, I didn't care, and I couldn't see my own forehead, so why would I even try to care? It was comfortable, and that's what matters. Oh, another weird thing I used to do this. There's a whole list of these. Oh, it's been 4 hours already. Oh dear. So lab coats. Yes, the white lab coat. Yes. Um. So here's the big surprise. That is not a surprise. When I was in school, I wasn't exactly a Junibio, not sadly, but very much had the vibe. Very much had the vibe. I didn't like believe I was in an anime or anything, but I dressed up like a character, not trying to. It wasn't on purpose. It wasn't on purpose. I just dressed weirdly, naturally. I just like to add a lot of accessories and everything and look cool, like that. Like teenagers do. So I would at school you had like lab. You could use lab coats for when you were young to protect your uniform, or when you were older when you had a lab or weird stuff to do sometimes that required it. Uh, I wasn't young enough to wear it on the all the time, and I wasn't and lab class wasn't much, but I wore it all the time anyways because I loved it. I had two actually, and one was quite dirty with paint, so it felt even cooler to wear it. I would accessorize it, put little pins and blushes hanging from it and everything. They allowed me to do that somehow. Not after being quite done with me, but they just gave up at some point. Just yeah, just vibing. Like everyone else, for example, will use the shirt because the uniform had two things. You could use the shirt or like a comfortable shirt, or the button up shirt, the white typical with buttons shirt. They have different names here, but I don't know the different names in there in English. I love wearing the button ups. I love wearing the white ones. So white shirt, gray pants, and the lab coat. I was vibing. I was vibing style. Even though not so long ago, I bought again a lab coat because I really like them. I actually legitimately liked wearing lab coats. So I use it when painting, and I used it when I was painting with old paints, just like I said not long ago. Yes, I was using the lab coat. Well, so cool, especially after reading and watching Blue period. It was very cool. It was very cool. But yeah, yeah, I used to be a quite a weird kid in school. Uh, well then, I also so this is more like a cute thing, but I also had very, 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 very long hair. As you can see, I had very, 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 very long hair. Yes. Well, even no, even longer. What is back? Very, very, very long hair. Yes, yes. We all agree. So the girls will ask me if they could like braid my hair and and if they could like um brush it and stylize it. And there was one time that we had a lot of I made a lot of little paper boat because I like to do origami. Oh, that doesn't look so nice. So, so so they braided my hair in one big braid, one very chunky braid. Then I put the paper boat, the colorful paper boats in the braids, little chunks like this. You know, and it looks so funky that then later on I found that they were not doing paper boats, but like little paper flowers they were putting in on their hairs too. Because I really liked it. It was really fun. It was really fun and cute. And then the inspector got mad because they will fall and get uh, just fall on the floor and dirty up the floor, the classroom. Oh my god! Sorry, my cat. His baby, very baby. Don't throw. So yes, a lot of weird. We also brought card games and that to play like Magic or Mitos y Leyendas or Force of Will. Like I was saying at the start of the stream, I like to play. I like to play trading card. All right. I also had a Pokemon deck, but I never played Pokemon with anyone. Like I knew how to play Pokemon game trading card, but I never played with anyone. Oh, I totally forgot about that. Well, then my deck was mostly normal type Pokemon because I love normal type Pokemon. If I ever ended up being like a gym how do you call it? Well, a trainer, a master. I forgot the name, but yes, if I ever had a Pokemon gym, I would be the normal type. I love them so much. My favorite Pokemon of all is Titsagun, the little raccoon that picks up things that looks very spiky. That's my favorite Pokemon ever. So cute. Just a little guy. So cute. I find it adorable. And it picks up things and it can learn surf. It's a surfing raccoon. What's there not to love? I love raccoon. So I love Titsagun. But one of the new Pokemon that is called Rampa, and it's an old dragon. I love I love it so much. It's an old dragon. It's like a cloud. It's adorable and it befriends kids and protects them. That's wonderful. I love it. I love it. There's also other Pokemon like Furret. I also love. It's what? It's a giant like ferret. It's like almost 2 meters long. It's really, really. It's 6 feet, I think. 6 feet. Yes, that's how tall it is. That's wild. I love it. That giant ferret. Doesn't get better than that. And then there are other Pokemons like Sablé that I also really love. It's a little gem, brilliant, you know, gem, brilliant, like Gremlin with gem. Sorry. Or what is another one that I love? Well, there are also other ones that I learned to love because of the game. My favorite one to play is Emerald. Well, Sapphire, not Emerald, but I like Emerald, but I never got to make it work somehow. But yes, Emerald. But I remember playing a Nuzlocke with a friend. Played on stream on another stream. And that one, I had a Pokemon. It was a Nuzlocke. Sorry, was a Nuzlocke. Ah, ah, I forgot. I forgot the name. How do you call them? Who do you call them? Ah, ah. Let me look up. Oh. Where is? Oh. Sorry for the weird noises. My brain is like that. Some. Oh, a Soul Link! A Soul Link! Finally! Oh, it was a Soul Link. Yes, a Soul Link. Ah, that was hard to remember. Yes. So, if we get to one Pokemon, the first Pokemon that appears on the place, only one type, or only one of each type, and only one of each type for each one, like between us, but only one type between the two. So if I had a fire Pokemon, he couldn't have a fire Pokemon. Alright? Only the first one that appears. And we capture them both. So if he doesn't capture one, or I don't capture one, neither of us can capture one. And if if one of the two captured Pokemons dies, it dies forever. Quote unquote, it goes to the bot. And mine also does, even if I won't fight. So that's that's the many rules. That's the many rules of it. That's the gist of it. Yeah, I think that's like the part of it. Yes. Sorry, that was a lot to remember. So we played that. We played it's called a Moon Emerald room hack. It's Emerald, but with Pokemon Moon Pokemon like Pokemon Sun and Moon Pokemon. And I had an Ampharos there. I captured a Marip, and I had an Ampharos, and it was the best Pokemon ever. It saved me so many times. So I became a fan of Ampharos thanks to that. Just like um um Mangus? I think it was called Mangus. What's it called? How was it called? Oh, it was called Guncho. Yungos and Guncho. Yes. So Yungos, I did not like Yungos. I don't like one bit. They terrify me because they kill one of my Pokemon, and they look angry. But I captured one because that's what happened. And then it evolved into Gunchos. And I think it just went up to be one of my favorite Pokemon. Jungos, I still held a grudge because they killed one of my Pokemons. But Gunchos, my beloved. But it says my beloved, my beloved. Gunchos, my beloved. Yes, best Pokemon ever. Love them. I love normal type Pokemon. They are great. Also, I really like Pelipper. Pelipper is not a normal type Pokemon, but I like Lettermans a lot. And Pelipper is just a little Letterman bird. It's so adorable. It's totally adorable. I love it so much. Like, if I could make a Pokemon NPC, I would probably like to be um, a Letterman that travels around the world. That would be cute. Probably my love for Lettermans comes from the little uniform they wear in like media, and because of letter B, the Kamibashi. It's an anime that I watched when I was younger, and I love it. It's so good. I cried the whole first season. It's really good. They left off in a changer cliffhanger. Cliffhanger. I'm sorry. They left off in a cliffhanger, like over 10 years ago, in the second season, and then that was it. That was all. So that kind of sucks, I guess. And it's a little hard to find the manga. But that aside, it's really good. The aesthetic is really, really pretty. It's soft, it's emotional, and it's about delivering messages. It's a world without a sun, so they depend on a giant crystal that looks like a star for light. And there are monsters that are made uh, like bugs, and they look a little bit mechanical too. So, Letterman, the letter B's, they are called, have to defeat them while they are traveling around to deliver the letters because it's a very dangerous job. And there is a little boy who was, as a child, delivered as a package because letters can be anything. They can be from things to literal letters. And in this case, it was a child, and the letter B still delivered them. He was carried around to a new home after a tragedy. Lived for a few days with the letterman that took care of him. And after he's all grown up now, he wanted to become one so he could find the letter B that helped him when he was a child. And then there is a whole plot about that, but the first the first season is not exactly about that, but about the stories that people hold in those letters they send. It's really nice. And again, it's super pretty. Super pretty. There's it's like a blue um shiny bright, like a night sky. It's a night sky. It's a constant night sky with um with lights, with stars somehow. Really nice, really pretty, and it makes me want to watch it again. But I know I will cry again. I literally cried every episode of the first season. Then again, I'm not sadly the hardest people to make cry, so perhaps you might not be so swayed. Pa 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 pa. Uh, just gonna add the light on these and make sure they don't look too bad, which is a little hard. And I think after that we're gonna call it a day. And then I guess we're gonna meet when I decide to keep playing Wonder Song, which I don't know if it will be this week or next week. I don't know how busy I will be this week. There's always so much to do, and I didn't expect to be like this busy. I did not expect that. Normally, my life is quite uneventful, so this has been quite a change of pace. But that's good. It's exhausting, but something new comes nicely. Perhaps more shadow, but a little lighter. All these old series make remind me of the Nico Nico Kumi Kyoku, which I know by heart. Was one of the songs I used to listen the most when I was younger. Nico Nico meme reside in my heart. Okay. We got a little light to the lip, and then a little shadow under there. Even if you can't see it, I promise it's there. Or is it just me that cannot see it? There's some point after you draw enough that you stop being able to focus. When you're too tired, you stop being able to focus. And when it's something like this that requires so much focus, happens a lot to me. And I mean focusing like focusing the eyes, not mental focus. Also mental focus, but mostly mean like eye focus. Your eyes get tired. So after this little line, I'm going to rest my eyes. Remember the 20-20-20 rule. It's every 20 minutes for 20 seconds, get off your desk and look away 20 meters, like 20 meters in distance to rest your eyes. Please do so for healthy eyesight and do not tire out your brain. Yeah, that was progress. Indeed, that was progress. Not much, but progress. Gonna leave it. Gonna leave it here. I'm sorry, I cannot see. There we are. There we are. Yes. Oh. 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 That is. Oh, you can see just fine though. Huh. Yes. It's time to go then. And time to go and rest. Thank you for hanging out with me today. Thank you for thank you for handling me and my rambles, and I'll see when we see each other again. I'll try to make it. For now, it's time rest to drink some warm tea so my cold doesn't get worse. To have lunch because I actually forgot it's quite late for lunch. And you all go and have fun. Have a nice day. If you're resting, I hope good. I hope it's relaxing.